Hey listeners, Jeff Zimfer, your host. Welcome to this episode of Mortgage Marketing Radio. So glad you're here. Okay, so listen, let's get right into it. I've got a couple quick announcements before I transition into this week's special guest. So first of all, I wanted to announce to everybody that I am now a proud member of the Industry Syndicate. What is the Industry Syndicate, you ask? It is a growing media network of forward-thinking modern professionals and content creators, a single source, a single destination for all things audio related, content related when it comes to you in the mortgage industry listening to this. Not only as you know, we thank you for being here as a listener and follower of Mortgage Marketing Radio. There's probably other sources of information, content providers that you are either seeking or already listening to. But what the Industry Syndicate aims to do is bring all of these forward-thinking content creators under one umbrella. Thus, we have the Industry Syndicate. You can learn more over at industrysyndicate.com. You can go to Facebook, insert Industry Syndicate. Of course, all the other usual socials, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so forth. I've had a couple of guests from the Industry Syndicate already on the show and more to come. So look for more coming your way as far as the Industry Syndicate goes. But for the meanwhile, check them out doing good things. And it's all about helping you guys become the best version of you that you can be, right? Becoming a modern mortgage originator. All right, so there's that announcement. Check out of the way. Next announcement is, if you're listening to this for the first time or the 105th time, which is this episode, if you haven't yet joined our Facebook group for the Mortgage Marketing Radio podcast community, please do so now. That's right. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Head on over to the Mortgage Marketing Radio podcast community on Facebook. Why? Why? Well, if you like what you hear and learn here, you'll get more of that over at our Facebook group. Plus, I want you to check out some free content we just provided in there that will be delivered to you by way of Messenger Bot, using the latest and greatest technology to deliver to you some awesome resources and content, like a masterclass video series I've got on how to better partner and capture real estate agents, some downloads, and et cetera, et cetera. So check that out over there if you haven't yet done so already. And then lastly, this podcast, as always, in its purest, organic, most natural, raw form, is brought to you by the mortgagemarketing.pro membership. Looking to go to the next level this year in 2019, looking to get more agent referrals, looking to become a modern originator, build out your online video branding strategy, your social media plan, Facebook ad templates, and more. Hey, we're doing all that for our pro members over at the mortgagemarketing.pro membership. Check that out for more deets in there. All right, so without further ado, let me get into telling you a little bit about my very special guest on this week's episode. Very happy to have her on. She's actually been on my radar for about a year to have on the podcast, but she's extremely busy and doing some amazing things in the industry. Who do I speak of? I speak of Kelly Zitlow of Cornerstone Home Mortgage, consistently ranked amongst the top 200 mortgage loan professionals in the country. And why I asked Kelly to be here is because she is known wide and far for her success with video, using video to build a personal brand, differentiation, to help her be more competitive in her very competitive marketplace of the Phoenix, Arizona market, and to help her consistently produce some very significant loan volume year in and year out, to the tune of 232 loans, or I believe 60 million in volume in 2018. That number might even be a little bit more than that for 232 loans, folks. That is a lot of loans. So what you're going to hear Kelly talk about, along with her partner in crime, Chey, Lorraine Gers, we're going to unpack video marketing for the mortgage professional, how to get started, how to get over your fear, what to talk about, where to post, when to post, why to post. It's a crash course in getting started with video marketing for you, the loan officer. Kelly is amazing. She started with video in 2014. You'll hear her story, scared to death to start, right? Like all of us, get out of your head, right? And she'll walk us through how she was able to break through the fear, the resistance, and keep going, even when it was ugly, not pretty, right? She got better and better and better. As you can see now, I'm going to put links in the show notes to her YouTube channel, to her Facebook page, but her YouTube channel, get this, she's got 464 subscribers. She's got over 150 videos. My gosh, I'm looking at some of her videos right here. What's the difference between condo versus townhouse? Kelly Zitlow Group is moving. What is dual marketing in real estate? And folks, these videos have 1,000 or more views on each of these videos. Okay. My gosh, content ideas for video marketing, 200 views, increased loan limits, right? She is a case study in, gosh, what do I talk about on video? You talk about what you already know, right? You use the video to position yourself as a subject matter expert and thought leader. And you also talk about other things, right, that are relevant for you in your local community where you live. And Kelly does that as well. And she's also now partnered up with the American Dream TV, and she's a guest host on that television show. So she's even taken her branding up way up higher than that. So you're going to love this episode. Any resources and all that, we'll put links in the show notes. And actually, let me give you a little sneak reveal here. I'm soon, when you're listening to this, soon after you hearing this, depending on when you hear it, right? I mean, it's funny, some people listen to my podcast and it's like, hey man, heard that podcast and it was like from a year ago. So depending on when you're hearing this, look also soon to be coming your way is a live video weekly from me, where we're going to take the podcast episodes and we're going to break it down. We are going to break it down and unpack some of the key nuggets that are in there to help you swipe and deploy. That's what it's about. Maybe we'll call the show Swipe and Deploy TV. Huh? How about you guys vote it up? Let me know what you want the title of the show to be. Head over to the Mortgage Marketing Radio podcast group on Facebook. Jump in there, leave your comments there. And without further ado, let's get into this week's show. Kelly, Chey, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having us.
So glad you could be here. I know you're busy. Thanks for making time. So we were talking about all things video, and in preparing for this, I've been looking at your videos, and a lot of loan officers, like, they hear video, they know I should do video. You're one of the few people that's actually, I think, really leading the charge when it comes to video. So let's start with, real quickly, for those, aside from the formal intro I do, Kelly, quick background, who you are, what do you do, why do you love doing loans?
So my name's Kelly Zitlow. I'm with Cornerstone Home Lending. I've been lending for a little over 22 years. And I started in video in 2014. I knew the technology was going to change our business, and I found that video really just gave us a way that we could connect with people on a different level. And so it was hard, but it really has made such an impact to not only connecting, but how we can educate and share information. And so that's super exciting. I love helping people. I mean, even though I've been doing this a long time, it is still fun. I still wake up with a passion to help people navigate this dream of home ownership. So it hasn't gotten old yet.
All right, Chey, your turn. Tell us about you. What are you doing over there?
Well, my name is Chey and I work with Kelly. And
she keeps me in line.
I'm her marketing director. So we actually met in 2010. So we've known each other a long time, and way back when, Kelly had a vision for video, and it took us many years to get off the ground with it, but we did it, and we have a passion for it, and growing and trying new things, and we really love doing video.
Thank you for sharing that. So I heard something in there. I want to highlight that for a minute. You started working together in 2010. Is that what I heard?
Yep.
The two of you?
Yep.
Yep. But your first video, and you had thought about video for a long time, but your first video wasn't until 2014. Is that right?
Well, let's refine those
First one you published?
So, they actually didn't start working for me until what, 2012. Yeah.
All right.
And so we really started down the video path in 2013. I had this harebrained idea that we should do video.
Yeah.
I had no idea how mental it was and how I was just going to stumble all over myself. So in 2013, we probably shot 10 videos. They never went anywhere because they were what I thought was horrific. In hindsight, they were just me learning how to do something new.
Right.
But finally, in 2014, January, we sat down and we decided, you know what, whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. We just got to stop overthinking it. Let's do it. And we started, and we haven't turned back. So that's kind of the real number.
Yeah, and then we talked about it in 2012, and we started trying it in 2013. And when she talks about, you know, when we were trying into these 10 videos, you know, we were doing green screen, and we were doing teleprompters, and we were doing studio shoots, and, you know, getting a feel for it. And that's, I think, the area where Kelly was really getting tripped up on, and feeling maybe like a newscaster, or, you know, that she had to be something different than just herself.
Yeah.
And then, so when we really got together in January and we said, let's just do this, I said, I'm just going to just sit in front of your bookcase that you see here, and I'm just going to put a camera on you, and you just teach me something. And then that's when it really clicked for us, and it became authentic.
So what I'm hearing in there is, if I'm correct, is it the reason why you maybe did all those videos and you didn't hit your stride was you were overcomplicating it in the beginning? Is that right?
I was overthinking it. I mean, I wanted it to be perfect. I was very self-critical. I was, you know, what will people think? And, you know, just all that mental garbage that we all do with ourselves. And so the turning point for me was, one, I mean, I'm a bit feisty. So, you know, we just looked at each other. I'm like, this is, yeah, I'm like, this is just crazy that we can't figure this out. Or I can't figure it out. Chey had it figured out. I did not. So finally, I'm just like, I'm just going to do it. So it was really just deciding that we were going to do it. And then the other part of it was when I stopped thinking about myself and started to shift my focus to what I could bring to whoever it was that was going to watch the video, it changed. It changed everything. Because it changed my mindset. I was no longer worried about me or what it looked like or what I thought, or, you know, it really became, I got so excited about sharing 20 years of what I have been doing in this industry, and thinking that maybe that knowledge could help one person. That was all it took. And then that is really where we started to hit our stride.
Yeah, it's interesting. And yeah, we all go through this. Any of us who put ourselves out there publicly, we go through that whole self-image thing and, oh my God, and this and that. But what a key point for those listening or watching is you took the focus on how you look or how you're presenting or how you're coming across, and you're like, wait a minute, let's shift it and just talk about, let me just share value, share knowledge. And that took the self-focus off, right? All that focus on all the noise, and it really allowed you to focus on your message.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we didn't overcomplicate, like you said, with the, you know, we were in the beginning with the green screen.
I wanted to bring that up too. You set that all aside, right?
Right. It's just her in her office. Like, if I came to your office, Kelly, and you were going to educate me, what would it be like? And like when people would come to her office after that, they go, oh, that's really your bookshelf in your videos. Like, it's really your office. It's real. Yeah. And so we needed to bring that up. It is a lovely bookshelf,
though, I'll have to say that.
Oh, thank you.
Making it more authentic and more real.
Well, yeah, and so that's the key thing I want to point out, because I hear a lot of people talk about green screen. We see other people do green screen, and I think it's completely unnecessary and actually probably less authentic, you know, and less connecting with people.
Well, we have a green screen, you know, three doors down, and we never use it because we tried it, and, you know, just this is so much more natural. This is
just be you.
More of like me talking to you, and so this is really just a better fit, and so it works.
Okay, so you got over the mental hurdle, all that kind of stuff. You just did it. You focused on delivering value, which is taking your knowledge of 20 years, and now just how did you decide what to initially present? Did you like develop any type of content strategy or calendar, or what did that look like?
Yeah, so in initially my focus was on the real estate community and bringing value to them. So I would just share nuggets, things that went wrong, things that I saw that could potentially help them on interpretation of the purchase contract, guideline changes, obviously, different types of strategies that could help their buyers. Did you know? Like we say, did you know a lot? Because, you know, they don't always know. And so that was really it. I mean, I just keep kind of a running tab on my phone of ideas, and I could be driving home or in the shower or, you know, talking to Chey, go, oh my God, that'd be a great idea. We should do it. So we just keep adding it to the list. And so we have lots of ideas of things to talk about.
So when you first started,
we didn't keep a content calendar in terms of mapping out what we're going to talk about when, but we did keep a calendar in terms of consistent. Every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, I'm going to shoot you, and we're going to pick 3 or 4 topics off the list, and we're going to shoot those 3 or 4 topics one right after another. Yeah, so that I would always have stuff in the can, and every week we're sending out a video.
Sure, so you're batching content.
Yeah, but in terms of creating, we weren't planning out, we're just keeping a list and picking topics, shooting them, and having them, there. Distribute them as needed.
Yeah, no, let me unpack that a little bit for those listening, because it's the concept of batching content, and that's probably familiar with us who've done it. But so the concept is you're going to take a period of time, an hour, 2 hours, whatever, and you're going to shoot multiple pieces of video.
Yep.
How much prep, Kelly, do you do for that in discussing topics or whatnot?
I know the material so well that really we have a running list, and Chey will tell me the day before, hey, Kelly, I'm thinking, you're going to talk VA jumbo, you're going to talk this, you're going to talk that. She just takes it off the list, and I'll just kind of, review it, got it, boom. I don't do teleprompter. I just speak based off of what I know, and that tends to work best for me.
Mm-hmm.
We do fun things, like sometimes if it's a more complicated topic, Chey will actually get just a piece of paper and a Sharpie, and I'll just do bullet points, 2 to 3 bullet points, and she'll tape it right on the tripod underneath the camera. So that way when I'm talking, if I get off track, I can just kind of glance down and, get back on track. So it's kind of cheesy, but
no, it's a trade secret.
Yeah, the cheesy trade secret.
I love it.
There
I love it.
Paper and some tape, that's all you need.
But the other key,
yeah, go ahead.
that are really important, the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I owe all of that to Chey, because honestly, she is the one that makes sure it gets done. So we send out, 50 videos?
About 50
a year. So every week, except for a couple weeks.
We like Thanksgiving and Christmas. We don't send one out that week. But we'll do maybe like a holiday wish so we do that.
And then I think the other key part of this is the fact that we are really trying to be very efficient with my time. So it's on my calendar. We designate 1 hour, and we'll, crunch out 2 to 4 videos, sometimes 5, just depending on whether I'm on a roll or not. And we'll get that done in an hour. So that gives her anywhere from 2 to 5 weeks of video content. So it really kind of removes the pressure of having to do one video, the whole setup, everything else, and then take it down, So it creates a ton of efficiency. And we started to do that maybe, I don't know, a year or 2 into it, maybe a year.
Well, I think it was soon after we realized that it wasn't efficient to try to shoot one video.
Yeah.
Plus, Kelly was just getting so much more comfortable with the camera that it wouldn't take as long to shoot as it did the first few times, the first few weeks that we did it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it really was pretty soon into the process that we realized, hey, it's not efficient to shoot one video at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
We got to shoot a bunch of videos and have that content, because things will come up too. Maybe if she has to go to a conference or she has a busy week, well, I've got to have content for that week. So because we're consistent in sending out a video every week. So I have to make sure that if she's not available, I've already got that stuff in the can. I think where people struggle the most, and people I talk to and things I've tried to do on my own, is with the consistency of making sure you're getting it out on a consistent schedule.
Yeah.
So having enough stuff in the can, as we call it, allows us to be able to make sure that we're hitting that mark.
Yeah, I would say that's the biggest issue for everybody with content, is creating it and blocking the time to get it done. And so thank you for sharing that, because I think that is the best practice for those that have struggled, or how do I fit this into my day? You got to carve out that time, plan your topics in advance, and then just hit record, edit later. That's the key. Fill the can with content, is like you said. All right, let's pivot a little bit here. I'm looking at my notes. Where is it right here? You have a database of real estate agents of what, over 3,000 agents? Is that right?
Yep.
Right. So I want to talk a little bit about this, because you obviously in your area, Scottsdale, have built this incredible brand of awareness, partly because of video, but I think first of all, because you were smart in advance in recognizing how important it is to build your own database of real estate agents. So tell the viewers and listeners, you know, why were you so advanced in thinking that you need your own database of realtors, and then how have you really built that up over time?
You know, I think early on, somebody must have said something to me. I'm kind of a sponge. And so I started in business in 1996, and I really started a database in 1996. I mean, I was just trying to learn everything I could about how to do this and do it really well. And I realized that the relationship part of this business was something I really enjoyed. And then part of that relationship is no different than friends and family, just keeping in touch with people.
Right.
So I was very fortunate to have taken some advice and started a very basic Excel database back then, and it's just evolved over time. So we are very consistent and committed to making sure that we are managing the database.
So you've got a database of roughly 3,000 agents. You guys used that term earlier when we send out a video. But I hear that, I'm thinking, wait a minute, what do you mean send out a video? Because your videos obviously are going on YouTube, and we'll share the links to your YouTube channel and Facebook and all that. You've got over 100 videos on YouTube. Tell me about your strategy with realtors then, on how you're leveraging video to keep you top of mind.
So do you want to run with that?
Yeah, so every week we send out an email via Constant Contact, and the video, we have the video right at the top of the email. We keep the content in terms of the words pretty short because we really are trying to inspire them to watch the video. So we send that out to about 3,500 realtors every week, usually Thursday, Friday, towards the end of the week, every single week, except for those 2 weeks we talked about Thanksgiving, Christmas. We usually skip those. But it's the thumbnail plus the link to the video that's on YouTube.
Okay.
That's how we just,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. So it's an image of the video in the email, and they click it, they go to watch it on YouTube. Okay.
Watch it on YouTube, right. And then we're promoting it on YouTube. You know, when we upload a video to YouTube, it's also posting to Twitter at the same time. It's auto posting to Twitter so that I don't even have to think about it.
How are you auto posting to Twitter?
There's just a button in your YouTube account that you can say that you want to have it posted to Twitter at the same time. And I just keep that checked at all times so that every time I'm making a video public, it's posting also on Twitter.
Yep.
Then with Facebook, we are uploading it separately to Facebook. On occasion, I will share the link from YouTube too if I'm trying to do some strategy with video advertising.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll come back to YouTube and some questions around that, but I want to stay on this thread for a moment. You sending out videos weekly with real estate agents is staying top of mind. What measurable impact does that have on your ability to partner with agents and get referrals?
So the first year that we incorporated video into our business, my business increased by 34%. And I'd already had a really viable business. And so it really was one of those things where I just said, oh my gosh, I mean, this just gives me a way where I can do what I really love, which is share information that's quality information that can help people with their businesses. And so from there, it's one of those things that now it becomes part of the branding of who we are and how we do what we do. So with Constant Contact, there's a lot of tools built into it. So it manages our opt-outs. We know, who doesn't necessarily want to hear the message and who does want to hear the message. And so that's another big part of using a tool like Constant Contact to distribute.
Do you tend to get, or do you kind of monitor, how many opt-outs you get from agents?
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's what I love about, we don't get paid by Constant Contact. We've just been using it since, 2000. We used it even before we did video. So we've been using it since 2012, but it gives us all the metrics. So we actually know who's opening it. And when they open the email, did they watch the video? Did they click on the flyer? Did they go to our Facebook page? It gives us all that data. And we get reports back also of who opted out. And it's important. We definitely look at that because the reason why somebody may opt out may not really be because they don't like us or they don't want the content. Maybe some people just feel like they're overwhelmed with email. Right. And so, we still keep that dialogue open with certain people. We have people opt back in sometimes.
Yeah.
Get people opt back in. That's
So,
fine.
we had 2 people yesterday. We had opt back in. So,
They're like, I'm not getting your stuff. I said, well, you opted out in 2015, you know, and they're like, what?
That's funny.
So yeah, we're measuring everything from the opt-out, who's not opening, who is opening, what they're doing when they open. We measure all that.
And so what type of click-through rates are you getting on those videos via the email that go to watch that, you know, go to the link to watch YouTube? Do you have a sense of that roughly? Or?
Yeah, I mean, well, our open rates are in the high 20s. We're always striving for 30, but, you know, I would say usually in that 27, 28 range, which is, you know, above the industry average.
Yeah,
and we're sending to, you know, over 3,000 people. So that's our open rate. Our click-through rate is really going to vary, but I mean, we have, especially since I've started adding more videos to the email. So we have our primary email. And then at the bottom, I usually throw in a couple other videos. Kelly's on a show called The American Dream. I usually include that video, plus maybe last week's video in case you missed it. Here's what we talked about last week. So I've started adding more things to it. When you add more things, your click-throughs go up because there's more opportunity to click. So, I mean, but definitely always over 10% for sure.
Okay.
There have been cases, depending on the topic, where we have click-through rates higher than the open rate. And that always blows my mind, right?
Yeah, that's a hot topic then, isn't it? No, I only ask that just for some of the people who want to know the numbers and stuff. But I think the key point I want to drive home is you're sending roughly 3,500 emails a week to these real estate agents, and just some quick math on that, just 25% of it, just an open rate on that, that's 875 real estate agents that are seeing your message every single week, whether they watch the video or not. I don't think that's the most relevant thing because, you know, people will watch a few, then they won't, you know, it's that kind of thing. But the point is, every single week, you're getting your brand, your face, your message in front of 800 plus agents. And I'm wondering, I know it's more of an organic thing than an actual linear of like, hey, how many leads or whatever I mean, I'm sure you have a sense of the impact to your business, the engagement with agents and the referral business you generate because of those emails, right? It's pretty significant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, just the video is 34%.
70% of my business comes from the real estate community. I mean, that's really a big partner to what we do because we're so connected, you know, in the home buying process. So the other 30% is past clients. So the other part of the video strategy is to stay in touch with our past clients and our current clients who are pre-qualified. And so we do that also with the video. That video is once a month. And that messaging is a little bit different. And so I'm not sure what's on that list, like how many people?
Oh, that's about the 3,500 range too. Yeah. Right.
So I'm sorry, what's, I was checking my notes. What's that list again? Is that the TBDs?
Sorry, you weren't listening. You don't get the answer.
I know, so bad. The audio's not great on this Wi-Fi, so there's a little bit of a delay, but go ahead, say it again.
Oh, okay. So we also send to my clients once a month. So we'll send a video update out to my clients and their past clients, current clients, clients that are pre-qualified. And we are, again, just sharing different messaging, something that's more directed to what consumers are interested in knowing about the home loan process. And so that hits about 3,500 people as well, but that goes out once a month as opposed to every week.
Right. Got it.
And we use video too as part of the process too. So if we have videos built into our database, into our CRM, so that if somebody is a lead coming in, then they're going to get put on a drip campaign and there's going to be videos with that. Or if they're in process, they're under contract on a loan, we're giving them videos throughout that process to let them know where they're at in the process, what to expect next. So there's a lot of different ways you can use video. Or even just if Kelly's having a conversation with a real estate agent and she thinks like, oh, I have a video on that topic, she can just copy and paste the link to them and say, watch the video. And that is something we actually do a lot. Yeah.
I love the idea of using video, obviously, with clients in process, after first conversation, taking a nap, whatever. Are you using Constant Contact to deliver those videos also?
We are using Constant Contact to deliver the once a month email that goes to all our clients. But for the process videos, we're using our CRM for that.
Which one
to
is
do
that?
campaigns. We're using Salesforce.
Salesforce. The Django version of that, or no? Salesforce. Okay, got it. And is that something that's automated? For instance, when you there's milestones that automatically trigger that?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Very cool. Are you doing anything one-off video, like, texting a video? Tell me a little bit about how you're using that.
I use BombBomb for that. And so that just might be something where, we get off this call and I just shoot a quick video and text it to you and be, hey, Jeff, it's so great talking with you today. Thanks for having me on the show. That type of video is really where I use just the texting. It's easy. I can do it anywhere and I don't have to think much about it. But it's just a different way to connect outside of a traditional text.
I'm curious how much you feel video helps you minimize rate shoppers and helps you get chosen as the LO. Because it's all about the ideal customer experience and creating trust and all that. Clearly you're a believer in that, but I just don't know if you have any comments to that point.
I think that rate shopping is part of the process. I think that what my job is to do is really educate people that rates are important, but it's not everything. We are definitely not, going to be the lowest rate out there. I don't know that anybody could ever, honestly say that. We're certainly not the highest either. We offer competitive rates, but as part of that, we are really that boutique lender, guarantee you're going to close on time, all that other stuff. We're going to protect the interest and everything else. And we're going to really empower and educate people during the process. And sometimes that's a great fit for people and sometimes it's not, So in this business, in any business, you're always going to lose some percentage of your business to a lower priced type of platform. And that's just part of the game.
Yeah.
We have a video for that, Jeff. It's called How to Get the Best Rate. It's on Kelly's YouTube channel.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So as a matter of fact, let me actually transition over there for a second because you've, like I said, you've got over 100 videos on there. You're just so comfortable on video now, Kelly. It's crazy. I'm looking at the one you did about ring the bell for the Salvation Army. So you're also tying in local community events and happenings and things like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this year, the latter part of this year and then really next year, we're going to do much more outside of the office and really just trying to be more community connected with some of the videos. So we're super excited about doing that.
Is there anything you're not doing with video yet that you would like to do?
I don't know. Let's ask Chey.
Well, the community stuff is new for us. I mean, certainly not participating in the community, but in terms of getting out and filming in the community, that's something that we have just now started. And so I'm really excited about next year because we haven't, you won't see too much of that on her YouTube. We just started, we got Ring the Bell. You can go watch the video on Kelly's renovation that's happening at her home. We got that, but just getting outside of the office. We've been doing the office thing for a lot of years, and we're not going to stop doing that. But I think really getting out to the community and connecting with other people and showing what we are doing in the community, we need to do more of that. So that's really our focus and our shift for 2018.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm looking. There you go. Hey, news to you. That's what you're going to be doing. So get ready. Yeah, the renovation loans seems to be one of your higher viewers. Right now, it's like 300 views. And that just speaks to the point, I think, what you guys have realized regarding the community videos as well. People, it's like, you've heard the Gary Vee thing say, right, to document, right? And you are documenting your home renovation, and that gives people an insight into you, a little bit of your personal life, a little bit of just like, hey, this is Kelly, not in the office and not talking about mortgages. And for some, I know that's a tough bridge to cross, to get personal, right? To share personal. Was that difficult for you, or by now is it just like, hey, camera's on, I don't care?
I think we're still working on that. We're still working on that.
Yeah. No, it definitely was probably the biggest challenge with the whole video journey is, I can talk about anything that has to do with hormones, structure, strategy. But as soon as I cross over to that personal side, it definitely is more challenging, but I think it's getting easier, you know. So again, it's like anything. I mean, at first it was just hard to do video, and then I got really comfortable doing video about the hormone process, and now, you know, we kind of move into a little bit more of the personal side, and so we're getting there.
It's an evolution.
Yeah.
Oh, it certainly is. It's a journey. All right, real quick, I'm looking at my notes here. There was something I wrote down about you. Are you leveraging video to do some targeting of ads and audiences on Facebook?
Yes. Yeah, so I mean, there's a couple of different ways. I mean, it depends on what our video is. Is it a consumer video or is it a real estate video?
Right.
Are we targeting real estate agents? So, you know, within Facebook, obviously you can create your audiences. So I go in there and I create custom audiences. And then now what we've also been doing is you can upload your database into Facebook. And so you can create target audience around that as well. And that's something new that we've just started doing in terms of our Facebook marketing.
All right, so some listening are going, wait a minute, whoa, upload my database. So just expand a little bit on that. Are you doing both agents and past clients?
For now, I've just done the agents, but you know, because we do a lot more agent videos than we do consumer videos. Typically with consumer, where we're focusing is on the show that Kelly is on, the television show, The American Dream. That's very consumer oriented, and that's every week. So, you know, with us, we're focusing more for the target ads on our real estate market, our real estate partners. So I've exported those from Salesforce as a spreadsheet and uploaded that into Facebook. And, you know, you got to go into their ads, and you can Google it or YouTube it. It'll show you how to do it. But you can upload that into Facebook to create an audience that is your people. So even if they're not necessarily following you, that your ads can get in front of them if they have a Facebook account.
So what you're saying is you take your database of real estate agents, you're uploading that to Facebook, you're creating a custom audience, and now when you put a video in as an ad out there and you pay for it, that's going to put that video, that ad in front of just that custom audience.
Right, exactly. And so why I might do that, why I might want to get extra advertising is, for example, a while back, Kelly hosted an event. And we really wanted our sphere of people who know who Kelly is to come be Kelly's guest at this event. So when we're going to do that, we are going to do kind of like a marketing blitz where we're going to, you know, be all in terms of they got an email, we got targeted ads to that group of people on Facebook. We have somebody on the phone calling those people. So we're just trying to hit it from all the angles to get as much participation as possible. So that's why I'm focusing on that group of people for that ad.
Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of applications with that, just in terms of from a pure branding education play. I don't know if you guys do this, but I've talked to some other law officers where they use that as like a top or middle of the funnel strategy before they reach out perhaps to call that real estate agent and try and get a coffee meeting or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good way that it could be used. I think we're marketing to them on all kinds of levels. So they're probably already exposed to Kelly through their, the minute let's say a real estate agent comes in on a transaction where they're the cross-sell agent. They go into our database, they're going to start getting Kelly's videos right out of the gate. So they're already kind of warmed up.
That's
that even if they talk to her on the phone, but they're already starting to get her videos and have that interaction with her from the minute the contract comes in.
Is that part of your overall process, Kelly, to target those listing agents? They go into that funnel, then a call's going to come from you at some point?
No, absolutely not.
That would be too obvious. Right? No, I'm really curious because, listen, this is as well as anyone. You've been around a long time. I'm always surprised how LOs don't pursue listing agents. And that's a very intelligent way to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to cold call, Jeff. Like, I don't want to do that. So, you know, we're working together. You're the listing agent. I know what I'm doing. We're going to close this transaction. Let's just get to know each other. Maybe there's some synergy. Maybe there's not, right?
You ever do the bomb thing with the listing agent where it's just like, hey, this is Kelly. I'm working on your listing, 123 Main Street. Yep.
Sometimes I do. I mean, most of our process videos are so orchestrated, you know, so built in that I don't even have to think about it because it's automated. But yeah, anything we can do to connect and make somebody smile and be like, wow, that was kind of cool. I mean, that's fun.
See, Kelly, you got to understand, what's obvious for some isn't obvious for everybody. That's why we do this, you know, to bring awareness of like, people, it's not that hard. Oh boy. All right. That's good stuff. What are you doing? Anything besides the community thing, the community videos, anything else you're working on? Well, tell us about the American Dream, if you'd like, anything you want for 2019, what you're doing differently or more of.
Yeah, so the American Dream is a national show. It airs in 27 cities. So we are the mortgage affiliate here in the Phoenix market. And so with that, I get to do a mortgage minute every week. And it's been a lot of fun because they really do focus on the community. And so just depending on whatever that topic is, I'll be out doing more and more and more of that. So we're starting season 2 with the show. And I'm really excited just about the messaging that the show provides. It can be seen on Apple, Roku,
Amazon Prime. We live stream it every Sunday at noon. So on our Facebook page, we put it out there. We're always, every week, the live stream link will be up, but every Sunday at noon, Kelly will be on live stream.
So we're kicking it up.
Yeah, you sure are. Man, oh man, you're like a case study in personal branding. Seriously.
Well, we've got that good too, right?
I'm glad to hear you say that, Jeff, because that means I still have a job.
Now, wait a minute. So look at this. I just came across this video of you pushing some big weighted sled for your workout in the gym.
Yeah,
personal stuff.
That was the personal stuff. Yeah, do not get too close because that was really me at the gym.
I love that, right? Again, it's a look inside to Kelly's life, but I'm really impressed by that sled. I haven't seen one like that. That's really cool. That looks like 400 pounds on there, Kelly.
That was like 800.
That's awesome. Well, look, this has been a great education in video marketing, and I can't thank you guys enough for your time. I know you're busy, and you know, it's not your video shoot day, so you don't have to go shoot videos, but I'm sure you've got other things to do.
Oh, Jeff, we already shot a bunch of videos.
I love it. I love it. Well, what would be, I'm going to put links in the show notes to all your stuff, but is there any particular places if people want to follow you, any recommendations?
Well, you can definitely check out Kelly's website, kellyzitlow.com, and we have all the social media links, clips of the American Dream, her whole video library, it's all there.
Okay.
And don't forget to like and share.
Sharing is caring.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for making time. We appreciate it very much. And listeners, as always, thank you for tuning in. If you like this episode, let us know. Reach out, say hi to Kelly, follow what she's doing. You're not going to go wrong by mirroring and modeling excellence already. So thanks for tuning into this episode, and we'll see you on the next one.